Hello, good evening. A woman from Cornwall says 2 years on and she's still battling to regain ownership of her home after the collapse of a major Scottish law firm. McClure Solicitors, which specialised in asset management, had tens of thousands of customers throughout the UK. But when it went bust in 2021, some of them were left struggling to sell their homes, and others, like Joyce Gifford, didn't find out until years later. Joyce claims they weren't told that creating a trust would mean their names would be removed from their house deeds and replaced by McClure's name as trustees, holding the property within the terms of the trust. Amy Gladwell from our investigations team reports.
A best friend when she needs it most.
My lifesaver, you are.
And right now, Joyce Gifford needs a best friend more than ever. When her husband, Mike, became increasingly ill with MS, they took up the offer of a free will with McClure Solicitors. A representative came out to their home in Indian Queens. Joyce says at the same time they were persuaded to take out a family protection trust.
He said about looking at Mike and said, "Oh, have you thought about what's going to happen if you ever have to go into a home?" Well, no, not really. What do you mean? Well, you could put the home in a trust and therefore the council couldn't take it. And then you would have a home for your 2 children. Well, we thought that was a good idea. And so we signed up and we paid up.
They paid almost £4,500, but Joyce claims they weren't told that creating a trust would mean their names would be removed from their house deeds and replaced by McClure's, leaving them as the beneficiaries but not the legal owners. She says she only discovered this after McClure went bust and her husband had passed away.
How did you feel in that moment?
Sick. I had so much stress and anxiety with this. It was terrible. I cried and I still can't sleep now.
Although McClure's is no longer running, its former director, Andrew Robertson, told us he refutes that the trust was missold. He said none of our consultants coerced the clients, and the client signed the trust and the document transferring ownership to the trustees. He maintains the trust was a good product.
Trusts are sometimes used as a way of managing assets like money and property, and some people set them up in the hope that it will protect you from having to sell your home to pay for care fees. But in some circumstances, this could be seen by local authorities as hiding assets and therefore challenged, something Joyce didn't know. In reality, many of McClure's clients discovered the trusts didn't offer the protection they expected.
If they promise you the world, then there's usually something that they're not telling you. We know that they're not effective for inheritance tax purposes or for avoiding care fees because there are certain rules that will catch people in those situations and draw them back into the estate for those reasons.
Lee Jackson from Truro was also advised to take out a family protection trust.
We had no idea that McClure's had their names put on our land registry for the property, which in effect we wouldn't be able to sell the property. You wake up thinking, when's this going to end? A lot of admin, a lot of heartache, a lot of worry. It's been a nightmare.
A nightmare that Lee says has cost him £12,000. Now his mission is to help others.
This is the Victims of McClure Solicitors Facebook page. We've got 3,500 members.
Police in Scotland, where McClure was based, have investigated what happened, but say no criminality was found.
People are still finding out that their properties are in trust and McClure's have gone into administration. They had no idea.
What's the reaction when people message you? What kind of things are they saying?
They're horrified. They're horrified. They're despairing.
Thousands of families across the UK took out family protection trusts with McClure Solicitors. After it went bust in 2021, the firm Jones White was appointed to take on the files. The Solicitors Regulation Authority says it has taken them far too long to communicate with some clients and deal with their issues. A compliance plan has since been put in place. Jones-White says all former McClure clients were contacted by the end of May 2025 and that the SRA were satisfied with this. It also says that no client of the former firm McClure is obliged to instruct Jones-White. Joyce has had to learn the hard way how a family trust really works, and when it comes to how the industry is regulated, she says her trust is broken. Amy Gladwell, BBC Spotlight.